Satan. Very spooky mask there. But we are in, I believe, Aldrune, and we are going to try to get some quests done pretty soon. I mean, we already dealt with Darius and the Imperial Legion, but I'm thinking about going down and getting maybe some Fighters Guild quests done or something like that. It's also possible I could go over to Wolverine Hall, come to think of it. But that's kind of on the other side of Vardenfell, or like over here. There's a lot I could do, and I'm curious about how exactly I want to approach this. Because I haven't looked at this in a few days. And so we're just kind of poking around at the different quests that I have available right now, which is a good handful of them. I suppose I have a ceramic bowl to turn in. I've had that for a while, but yeah, I mean, we have a Fighters Guild quest, which we need to return the debt money in Balmora. So I guess we should go do that right now. I haven't thought about that too much. But yeah, there's quite a bit to do, and we're gonna get started. I hear my hard drive, my mechanical drive making all this noise while I'm playing. This is an old computer, so I'm surprised it's held together so well. Anyway, we are going to head out the gates of Aldrune and start heading down to Balmora to turn in that one quest. Apparently, I've had that quest for a while, and I just never bothered to turn it in, being the genius who I am. Now, other than that, we've got, I figure we'll go over to the Mages Guild and pick up some quests there as well, in Balmora, of course. But there isn't much else to say other than that, really. We're going to fight Cliff Racers along the way, because Cliff Racers are evil and must be purged from this world. Unfortunately, that Cliff Racer looks like it dodged my shot, but we're fine now. You'll notice that Fargoth is the most powerful, the utterly most powerful Bosmer ever. His name is Fargoth, and he has ascended. See, Fargoth is level 30. He's capable of holding his own. He has 106 short blades and 105 light armor. He has 237 hit points. Now, for those who don't know, I have 37 hit points. So Fargoth is powerful. He is a very powerful Bosmer. Now, unfortunately, Faldil has gained no strength. All right, Faldil is unfortunately, yes, close your eyes. He's got his skills in the 40s, and that's kind of sad. So, yeah, the rumor is that Fargoth is the chosen one. So, we're going to continue to perpetuate that rumor so that we can go under the radar here. But, yes, exactly. Don't worry about it.
Oh, this is too easy.
You see? It was too easy. Told ya. Now, we're just going to continue down south. And avoid those niches if possible. Everything looks... Oh, rat!
Oh, this is too easy.
Yes, absolutely. Everything is too easy for Fargoth. It's true. Absolutely true. We healed Faldil a bit. Fargoth doesn't need any healing. You know why Fargoth doesn't need any healing? Because he is the ring bearer. You see, Fargoth possesses a ring that allows him to heal himself. And the engraved ring of healing. It's quite powerful. Now, I hear something about us going to Red Mountain later, dealing with the ring, but that's Fargoth's business. Let's go this way. Yeah. Whoop, Cliff Racer. Need to be careful, because, yeah, they aggro on you. I was trying to aggro it early so I could pull it down, but no. Yeah. I don't know why NPCs shout at animals the same way they shout at people, but they do. They absolutely do. That was never really thought about, I guess. I'm kind of excited to get back to my, whatchamacallit, my Daggerfall run. As soon as I get my new PC going, it's like, oh boy, you're building an $800 PC to play Daggerfall. Kind of. There's a bunch of other games I want to play too. And it'll be nice to get back to 1080p. So, that's definitely a thing. Alright. Let's continue. We're gonna kind of loop. Actually, yeah, we'll just go down south. I don't know why I was thinking I was gonna loop around those hills when I just need to continue south. Is that Caldera? Yeah, it's Caldera. Okay, there we go. Will I get the races redone? No. Well, for the next Daggerfall run, I don't know. There are some things the races redone mod does that I think are good. Others I don't know. I really haven't formed an opinion on it. And my current run is going to keep going. So, yep. What's it called? Yeah, so we get low frame rates in Caldera in most cities because, you know, obviously we're playing on a top-end PC here. Seriously, I hope to have this done within the week, this new PC, so... It's just that the supply chain is kind of borked, so it's taking forever to get things shipped here. That's all. Actually, yes, Indigo. And there's a reason for that. Because NVENC 2, the new version of the NVENC that is built into the RTX series, it gives you what's it called? It's almost as good as CPU encoding, except it saves massive amounts of performance, even more than the original incarnation of NVENC. Meaning that for almost no performance hit, you can have almost CPU level of encoding, thanks to the new generation of NVENC in the RTX cards. So yes, RTX on. Trollolololol. Okay, capitalism ho. Let's get this done. Hello, sir. Whoop, I nearly shot him with a fatigue drain. I meant to use the It Just Works spell. It has a 1 to 100 chance of charming. So yes. There we go. Unfortunately, I assume just wiggling my fingers or something because, you know, he hasn't gotten pissed yet. Repair that dreg staff. There we go. Here we see once he buys into the hype, then we can rip him off. That's how the It Just Works spell works. Okay, let's see. I don't think there's anything... Did I honestly sell it? Yeah, apparently I've already sold everything worth selling. Might as well just sell these throwing knives then. There we go. Very good. Use the NVENC of the RTX cards to stream. Your OBS is almost not consuming any CPU usage. Correct. Absolutely correct. That's what I'm saying, is it's really, really good. Sorry, we were discussing those before you got here. You missed out on that conversation. NSKZ. Alright, let's see here. Alright. You need a new way to play Morrowind because you always get extremely overpowered? That's a very good question. I know some people... Wait. Oh, crap! Back up. I mean, we're playing an overpowered character on purpose. You know, we just say hello to my undead. We're using specifically undead, not Daedra. But you can see she gets kind of crazy. Okay. Streaming Induril under... Induril's a Skyrim mod, so... You can definitely stream Induril under the Skyrim category. It's not a problem. It is literally a Skyrim mod. Regardless. It's like, you want to stream AM2R, another Metroid 2 remake, you're going to have to stream it under the Metroid 2 category, or the Return of Samus... oh no, yeah, because like the Metroid 2 category is the closest thing to it that exists. So, my athletic skill just went up from stealing all her clothes. Okay. let's continue. Let's see here. Whoop. Mm-hmm. They have a separate category? Huh.
This is going to be fun.
Well, I mean, it's a mod, so I assume that it can be run, that it can be in the right category. I don't know. I really don't know. So, either way, moving on. Yeah, so, absolutely, those are Morrowind mods, regardless. Let me see here. Yeah, NVINC is a different part made specifically for NVINC. Well, it does use a little bit of performance, a little bit of GPU power, but the cost to your bandwidth. When I say bandwidth, I'm not talking about internet bandwidth, but I'm talking about the card's bandwidth. The cost to the card's bandwidth is almost non-existent, so you're going to get a very, very minor performance hit using the new version of NVINC, and that's really why. Yeah. All right. Ooh. Stream showed me how to comfortably get into Morrowind. Use skilled weapon plus summon to tank. Well, yeah, I mean, you don't have to do summons. There's definitely other ways to do it, but remember, I'm playing on a low performance PC, so I'm not really in for the huge like twitch movements here. Especially once we get into Balmora and you see the FPS start to tank. You know that I'm just kind of I have this comfortable playstyle I've gone into where the game isn't too hard, but at the same time I do have to pay attention to keep my summons up and actually hit enemies and such. So make sure that Fargoth and Faldil don't die. That's the biggest thing there. That beats failing and quitting? Yes. Well, there are ways to challenge yourself. Like Sorcerer there asked about a different way to play Morrowind because it gets too easy. My way is definitely not the way to, if you want a challenge, for sure. But I almost always suggest no enchanting, no alchemy, and what do you call it? And limited magic if you want to be a if you want to have a challenge in Morrowind. You can see how the frame rate kind of dips here. So yes, the best way to have a challenge is not to meta, pretty much. I mean, I've done absurd stuff in Daggerfall where I've broken the game completely, and people are like, he just cheats all the time! Even though, you know, my latest character is an example of it not being that easy, and it actually being much, much harder than normal. So, it's hilarious to watch as people say, well, he just plays the game this way, or he just plays the game that way, when in fact I've made various runs in different ways. So, it's very funny to watch the peanut gallery get angry about me exploiting things in one run or not exploiting things in another run. The people who get angry at me, by the way, I'm stuck here. I got stuck on the corner of that box. There we go. The people who get angry at me for not exploiting things are the most hilarious ones. I know in Skyrim especially. You should go to Dawnstar. There's a chest in the ground that you can use to get money. I fixed that. Why would you fix that? It's perfectly valid. It's there for players. No, the patch I installed fixes it. All right, let's see here. Yeah, we're gonna go with It Just Works again.
Anytime, friend. I'm right here.
And there are people who get angry at me for doing this, for spamming the It Just Works spell to get best deals. It is hilarious there. So the once lost Q&A was neat. You admire them being interactive with the community. I agree. I think, honestly, that this one was far better than any other bit of communication they've done before. And that's because, I would say Indigo was able to keep everything pretty structured, coupled with VJ Lakshman was able to keep expectations tempered. Julian was able to say what he wanted, but at the same time, didn't get either too technical or, you know, and everything was able to be explained well. I would say that it's definitely different to when, for example, Ted went on his discussion about the Library of Logos, for instance, because people didn't really know what to expect from that. That was a piece of world building and writing that doesn't really impact the players don't know how that relates to them. So it's interesting in building up excitement for something they can interact with, but at the end of the day, it wasn't substantial from the perspective of a player who might want to get into the game. So that's why, you know, lore is great as like a side dish, but at the end of the day, a video game is an interactive experience. It can't just all be lore. Otherwise, you get these YouTube videos like, it's lore time. Get ready to have 30 minutes of me reading this book. You know, it's interesting, sure, but eventually, after having, you know, enough dessert, maybe you want some meat and potatoes. And so I think that with all four of them there, they were able to deliver a balanced set of things, not just lore and not just technical details or expectations, but rather a nice balance. And that's why I think that if they repeat that format, they're going to be successful again with another good one. Geez, I'm trying to think about my suggestions here, but I think I'll just bug Indigo with them later and not make them public because, yeah. He said Gopher has a playlist of him reading books he's found while reading Skyrim. Of course he does. Problem is, for me, Gopher's a really cool guy, and I'm on board for all his discussions, okay? He's too low energy for me. I cannot sit and watch one of his Let's Plays. Can't do it. He's like, how do I best, I don't want to go, he's British, but at the same time, you know that contributes a lot. Okay. Let me have a poke at this. Alright, he only has 240 gold left, which makes this all rather sad. I'm just gonna sell him this Spark Mauler for all the money he has left. He refuses, of course, so apparently I can't do that. That makes me sad. There we go. We did it. Alright. I'm gonna tell this lady that we completed her quest.
Hail.
Yeah, we actually got the debt money right here. Yeah, we have the 200 septum she owes. And I got half of it. Very good. Very good. Yes. I don't want to say that if you're British, I can't watch your content. However, if you are, how shall we say, chill, mellow, laid back British, then being British already contributes to those and somewhat amplifies those things. And the result is that I might not be able to watch your content. Anyway, let's see here. Okay, so we're going to ask for advancement in the guild. We are now considered a swordsman, okay?
Wow.
We are a...
Here's a fine one. Speak freely.
We have the rank of swordsman, the man who uses a stick to beat the crap out of enemies. We are a swordsman. Good to know. Alright, what we need to do now is... Oh, you're asking about the leveling mod? It's pretty good. Leveling mod, I have no problems with it thus far. I've set the stat gain to low. You can set the stat gain to high, medium, or low. I've already done a playthrough with high. You get absurd stats. I'd already have over level 100 on, like, on these that are 70. Like 74, 77, 78. These would be over 100 if I set the level to high. But I set the stat gain to low when I set up this character. And I'm glad I did that. But as you can see, blunt weapon is 110. Mercantile is 111. And as you go up in skill, it becomes harder and harder to raise beyond level 100. And anything beyond 110, I believe it takes 3 skill ups worth of bar, and so on. So, as your skill goes up, it becomes exponentially harder to do that. Now, let's see here. Gonna go ahead and ask her for orders. She has a contract to kill an orc, Duragara Ball, an outlaw living here in Balmora. So, 250 septums. Just bring her to justice. So, we're going to go kill Duragara Ball here in Balmora. In Lagamora, yes. There's an orc here that needs to be hit with a stick until she's dead. People are like, why are you disparaging orcs so much? Because the game Orcs Must Die, obviously. Stop comparing orcs to real-life races. People disgust me. Alright, let's go this way. Nine Toes' house? I think we're in the wrong spot. Wow. That's a lock level 30 house. Okay. Upstairs it is. Pretty sure our house should be around here somewhere. Definitely not this house. Not that house. Actually, it might be that house, but we're gonna double check some of this stuff. This Caius's house? That's Caius's house. Okay. All right. Well, Crimson, you can absolutely use use fantasy use a fantasy world and a game to actually tell stories that are an allegory for political things. However, when there is no authorial intent to tell political allegory, and people choose to find one, and then make broad sweeping statements based on the allegory they've more or less created using source material that they did not write, that's where I have a problem. I am actually okay with people telling meaningful stories in an otherwise meaningless fantasy world. It's just that, oh boy, was that not the author's intent? Okay. I'm looking for Duragara Ball's stuff.
There is someone watching me. I can tell.
River's Edge? Let's have a look in here. Huh, we don't have the key for that. I wonder what's in there. Might be interesting. Go good. Okay, that's the rat lady's house. There's Duragara Ball's house. Well, generic fantasy, specifically Dungeons and Dragons, has a lot of good stories that can be told in it. And have been told in it. Interesting stories. We're gonna raid this house for all its supplies as soon as we kill her. Let's see here. I'm gonna summon my minions.
Lies beyond the cities, friend.
Indeed it does. What is your background? Actually, I can't... we don't know anything about her background. Yeah, she won't talk about her background at all. What are the latest rumors? Everyone knows Balmora Magistrate is on the take. Okay, secret. They say they don't have much problem with vampires from my experience. The truth is in the settled parts of Vardenfell. But in the back country, you hear rumors. Dagenfell, Margan, Molagmar, running into Dwemmers and Dwemer ruins and ancestral tombs. Be careful if you don't want to run into these babies. And if you do, you want a nice, crisp copy of Divine Intervention to get you away. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. Well, here's the thing. You have to die, miss. Because the Fighters Guild declares it. You're an outlaw. So prepare to die. I.e. No, I think you'll just die. Fargoth just ran up and stabbed her, instantly killed her. That's scary stuff. That's top quality Fargoth, though. You have to admit. Fargoth's powers are not well understood. Okay. Let's go over to Faldil here. And we'll see about giving him this Nordic Claymore. Silver War Axe. Wow, Faldil is actually massively over-encumbered. We're gonna have to put down most of this stuff, I think. Yeah. We're gonna have to deal with this in a moment. Ebony Katana. Wait, why is he not using the Ebony Katana? Oh, it's because he's using the bow, right. That was confusing. Okay. So, Fargoth here. We'll take all my alchemy ingredients then. We can do that. Yes, there are a lot of great stories in the Forgotten Realms, I agree. Dragonlance less so, although you can still find some good content there. Llama eggs, God, Petty Soul Gem. Did I just... No, I need to put that gauntlet back on. What else did I miss? Nothing. Lichen, some rat meat, some grave dust and stoneflower petals. Nothing big. Scrib jelly, more eggs, free gold. Oh, this lady had a lot of food in her house. You know, you can actually just start putting your stuff here and pretend you live here in her house after she dies, and no NPC will ever replace it or question this fact during the months or years that your character exists in Vardenfell. Kind of funny. The world is very static and does not care. Once you end her, that's it. That house is basically yours at that point. Of course, technically you could live in Caius's house, and Caius actually gives you his house after you progress the main quest a certain amount. Not a big deal, but just something to know. Okay, so before we turn in this quest, this orc killing quest, we're actually going to go downstairs and we're going to tell the Khajiit lady, going downstairs in the Mages Guild, tell the Khajiit lady that we have a ceramic bowl for her. When we picked up out of that orc's house. I'll see if I can turn it in. Hello, miss. Yes.
May you walk on warm sands.
Right. This is the best Khajiit's ever looked. The damn shame that earlier games and later games didn't really have a nice, unique look for them. Anyway, ceramic bowl. Yep, here it is. You can have it. Very good. That's it. Got any other duties for me? Let's see. Ajara knows many secrets. You are not ready, friend Rayton. When you're... Well, I need to be rank Warlock before I can get any more quests from her. Yes, Morrowind's advanced housing system. Oh boy. More like it doesn't have one. I'm currently living here. This is you can see where I put all my stuff. Alchemy ingredients, alchemy tools, various crafting implements, all the arrows I picked up. Yes, lots and lots of stuff here. Oh boy. Let's see here. Ah! The supply chest is restocked. Grab everything and move on. We're going over to the Fighters Guild now. Hello there.
Well, here's a fine one. Speak freely.
Duragara Bull is dead. Yes, I've slain her. Anything else? Advancement? Yep. Let's do some more duties then. Tell me what kind of... Got any orders for me? You don't have any orders for the rank of Protector? I'm going to need advancement, Guild Stewards in Vivek City, Sadrith Mora, and Aldrune. Okay, so we got to go to Sadrith Mora for our next jobs. I believe the best way to get to Sadrith Mora... Yeah, we'll just head along through the Ashlands again. Actually, let's try cutting more directly through to uncover some more land. That would be nice. We'll see, though. We'll see. Yeah, I'll consider putting my stuff in a different location in my next playthrough, but I suspect very much my next playthrough will be in multiplayer. Because I want to kind of... Once my computer's up and running, I want to nab one or two people and get a regular streaming series going. So... Let's see here. We're gonna go ahead and drop this junk here. I'll need to start looking into Test 3 MP's community-made modules and see what would be appropriate and, let's just say, best suited for a higher-end, a kind of playthrough that's going to go on for a long time and we won't respawning enemies and things like that. You know, like the named bandits replaced by, say, generic bandits and things like that. Just for the sake of an ongoing playthrough. But maybe something a little more dynamic than the normal run. I think that's the thought. I mean, the Hostiles is nice. I would just really love a Test 3 MP module for it. I think an actual Test 3 MP module for the Hostiles would elevate that mod quite a bit. Alright. Let's see what else we got. Got a lot of... Oh god, it's the potions, isn't it? I'm trying to figure out why we are so over-encumbered. And then I look at these ceramic bowls and junk. We're just gonna go over here really quick to this pile here. That's where this glass jug was. Same deal, ceramic bowls. I'm gonna put the Dwemer coins down next to this steel throwing knife. So, just drop those there. Dwemer scrolls. Funny to watch these Dwemer scrolls get piled atop one another. Actually, let's set those on the bottom. And then set these kind of on top of them. I think that... Damn it! Like, it doesn't want you to put them on certain spots, unfortunately. There we go. Good enough. Airship schematic. Pretty sure we need one of those at a different point. But hey, whatever. Let's see here. Waiting for a giant stack. Sorry, there's nothing special for a stack of arrows. Oh boy. A giant sack. Oh, sack. You're talking about the loot bag that doesn't appear in this. No. No, no, no. That's a vanilla engine limitation and has no bearing on the community-made engine. All right, let's see here. I'll drop these items here. Here you go, Claymore. Okay, we're looking a bit better now. Yes. Yeah. Going to drop specific. It said, quite honorable the mages not to steal this loot. I know, right? In reality, this shouldn't be possible. I would like rentable houses from the beginning. I'd like that very much. When I say rentable, maybe have to pay them a certain amount in advance. Things like that. You know what? I want to try something. I want to mess with something and see if it works. No, it doesn't work. Okay, remember before I was playing Morrowind with a controller? Just for fun? Like, I tried it and it worked. I tried it with this flight stick and it didn't do anything. Oddly enough, Racketeer, an item shop's tale, works with this flight stick. So, I'm just saying. It did not Morrowind, though. Not Morrowind. Okay. Let's go. Who said it? OpenMW feels very smooth on a controller. Yes, it does. Let me go ahead and just. Unfortunately, this is an old Windows 7 PC, so I can't. I have to actually plug in my controller. Normally, it's wireless. There we go, and we'll see if this works. There we go. So, as you can see, it does work. So you absolutely can play Test 3 MP with a controller, and you absolutely can select things like that, and you know, pick that up, drop it on the ground, so on and so forth, and no, that's just how it works. There's a lot you can do with the controller. Now, I'm not going to. I'm actually turning it off right now. You have to hold the button until it stops blinking. And it's been turned off. God, there's cat hair everywhere. That neighbor's cat that sneaks in when I have the window open. Okay. You wouldn't mind setting a modded OpenMW up on your living room? I mean, that's just it. You can, with Steam Link, and Steam Link's an application now, so you can literally run Steam on your low-quality laptop, hook up Test 3 MP to it, or OpenMW to it, and you can play OpenMW on your TV just by like streaming your laptop. Well, actually, come to think of it, OpenMW works with your phone, so you could. I'm just thinking about running it off your phone. That's probably not a good idea. But hey, why am I leaving in this direction? I'm supposed to be going down south. Pretty sure we dealt with Duragarabal. Oh, Sadrith Mora, right? Yeah, Steam Link isn't just a piece of hardware. I mean, I have a Steam Link, but you don't actually need a physical Steam Link box. You can just run Steam Link over your laptop from your desktop to your laptop, or from your desktop to your cell phone. So that's how I play Warframe on my laptop, despite my laptop being not so good for it. Good, good, good. And said, as a male, have you ever wonder why you play or roleplay a female character? No. No. There are other people who will make up absurd theories like, Well, actually, it's a sign that you're gay and stuff like that. It's very absurd. There are people with absolutely ridiculous notions. That said, there are people who legitimately want to be that which they desire. And they will always tend to roleplay a specific character type. And I find that incredibly sad, because there are a lot of choices. I like playing a male character, a female character, you know, an alpha dwarf, human, so on and so forth. I like playing a wide variety of characters. Yes, I tend to settle more towards human male religious fanatic, but I am not the third one. I'm not actually a religious fanatic. So, yeah. I find it very sad when people only roleplay as the thing they kind of want to be, or not even want to be, the thing they desire. You know, it does have a basis in reality, but it's not always true. And in fact, most of the time, it's actually not true. But there are people who go crazy, or they get really annoyed at it, and they make crazy conspiracy theories. Oh, he's just role-playing as a female character because he's secretly gay. Stuff like that, you know. Absolutely absurd people. Of course, we live in a world where there's some real absurd people as well, so... you know, like that guy who puts lines to say that based on your posturing, you are, your relationship is failing, or you're gay, or so on and so forth. There's like a trend on Twitter right now of this guy who takes people's posture and draws a line through it to show that you're, yeah, men are not allowed to lean, exactly. Yes, indeed.
Now you're going to get it. Oh, this is
There are a lot of... Oh, I drained Fargoth's stamina there. But yeah, when people like that exist, you know you can't take everything people say seriously.
no one can challenge me.
Oh, Faldil ran out of arrows, maybe? No.
You don't deserve to live.
Okay. Yes. Did that account? Well, the problem is I've interacted with people who have similar belief systems. Yeah, that account might just be a parody. Might just be a meme, okay? So, like an act, a role play, as it were. I know people who are not role-playing that kind of person. They are legitimately insane. And have very, very strong preconceived notions of roles in society and get a bit crazy with their assumptions. And that includes what kind of characters you roleplay as. Yes. Ooh. Okay. Again, I mentioned the people who roleplay that which they desire or desire to be, one of the two, because that is the vast minority, and those cases exist. And some people look at those fringe cases and think that it represents the majority of people, when in reality, it is the vast minority of people who roleplay. People roleplay for different reasons, yes. Absolutely.
You chose the coward? Coward?
I think of role-playing a character more or less the same thing as writing a character in a very, very low quality, you know, pulp fiction novel.
Now you're going.
I feel it's more or less the same way. Correct. People generalize using the exceptions to the rule.
Careful with that, friend.
Sorry, Faldil. Have a heal. Fargoth, you want to heal? No, Fargoth didn't need a heal. Okay. We're going through the Ashlands here. We're just fighting a lot of cliff racers. Oof. Mysticism, 58. Fargoth's level 30 right now.
Should run now.
He's growing stronger by the day. Yes. Your cousin wanted to play a lady, well, just to look at her ass. Well, yeah, I mean, that's why people tend to play female character. Well, I say people. Why straight men tend to play female characters in MMOs. When you're going to be playing the same character for 5,000 hours, maybe you want to choose the ass that you stare at carefully. It's not an invalid reason. It's just kind of sad. That's all. All right, let's see here. Especially when these are third-person games. It makes sense. Skyrim is mostly a first-person game. People will try to play it as a third-person game to an absurd degree. But I find that it's nice to switch between the two, but mostly have a focus, an in-combat focus of first-person. Like, I'll occasionally do this, and it's kind of nice to do on occasion, but it's not necessary for me. Like, I can play a game that's 100% first person, and I don't care. Ooh, like Daggerfall, for instance, where we hit F5 and we open up the character sheet. Okay. Bam. Archery felt terrible in third person, you say? That's probably true, actually.
You don't deserve to live.
Fargoth just went off to fight that cliff racer.
No one can challenge me. Should run.
Yep, Fargoth murdered it. Faldil was shooting it too, but still. Who said it's sad for you to choose female characters to play dress up in shop out? I mean shop out, in-game shop outfits. I never said that it's sad to play dress up. Never said that. Okay. You have a family member who gets sick playing third-person games. It's genuinely debilitating. Yeah, it's true. I have a friend who gets sick playing Half-Life in first person, but not Elder Scrolls, Doom, Quake, or any of those games. Just Half-Life. There's something about the Source, Half-Life and Source, like Half-Life 2 and Team Fortress 2 and Portal, games like those, like that specific engine and like style of view that makes her sick. And we really haven't figured out what it is specifically, but pretty much if it's a Valve first-person game, it makes her sick. And if it's not, she's okay with it.
You should run now.
Yes. What are you talking about? Momo, what are you talking about? Alright. Yeah, it was both Half-Life and Half-Life 2, aka Gold SRC and Source, both.
Fight, coward! You chose the wrong Bosmer. This is too easy. This is going to be fun.
Okay. Heal them up. Make sure they're already healed. Turok 64 is the only game that ever made you motion sick. I loved Turok. I remember getting the super weapon and trivializing the final boss more than anything else about the game, but you know how that works. Unfortunately, I do not have good memories of Turok 2. Defend the energy totem at all costs. You have to face the Primogen in his lightship. Defend the energy totem at all costs.
Now you're going to get it.
Okay. Quake made you sick as you got older? Yeah, it's interesting because people say, like I tell them I can't do modern VR, and they say, oh, it makes you motion sick? I'm like, no, I don't get motion sick at all. I get a migraine headache. It doesn't happen with anything else video game related, just modern VR. All right. Continuing.
No one can you don't deserve to live.
No one can challenge me.
Oh, this is
Paralyzed.
now you're going to get it.
That Cliff Racer doesn't stand a chance. They? Oh no! One of these. Go, 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 kill it! Oh, that's it, okay. Levitation? Do we not have levitation? I have jump. Not levitation, though. This is bad.
You should run. Run while you can. Oh, this is too easy. You
Ah, jeez. Well, this isn't gonna go well.
no one can
No, no, we're dead. I'm just gonna die and be done with it. Crunch.
You chose the wrong Bosmer
To mess with. So. Let's see here. You were never interested in VR. I was interested in VR back when it was, how do I best put this? Like, we used to strap CRTs to our face and call that VR, okay? Seriously. I played the original Doom that way, with a CRT strapped to my face. Not joking. Didn't mess with me at all. No headache. But modern VR, with the techniques they use, gives me a headache. That's why I say modern VR gives me a headache and not VR in general. Because the old generation of VR was just fine.
No one can this is too easy. One of us will die here, and it won't be me.
Final Fantasy 14: A Realm Reborn. Oh boy. I play Doom Eternal? Yeah, if you go check out my YouTube channel, I got a complete playthrough on Nightmare. Alright. Let's see here. The only thing I ever had problems with in Doom Eternal were the Marauder enemies. Everything else was easy.
You should run. Careful with that.
Oh, sorry, Faldil. Have a heal. Let's see here. We're just progressing through this wilderness. There's a tower here. Oh, I remember this fortress. I'm going to stay away from that. It's like covered in undead. Yeah, we're not going over there right now.
Fight. No one can challenge me.
Let's see. Trying to... I mean, games of 2020, that's a very good question. Yeah, Doom Eternal so far has been the best, I agree. I will agree to that. Obviously... Well, I really did like Wallachia Reign of Dracula. Not as much as Doom Eternal, because Doom Eternal absolutely had more staying power than Wallachia Reign of Dracula. However, yeah, the Final Fantasy VII reboot is kind of hilarious. Let's see, thinking if there's anything else that I may have missed. I mean, obviously Vampire the Masquerade and Cyberpunk aren't out yet, so I can't really compare them in terms of enjoyment had by me. Technically, Mountain Blade Bannerlord isn't out yet. But I played it yesterday! No, it isn't out yet. It's in early access, so it hasn't actually come out yet. No More Heroes 3 might be something fun. Let's see here. Half-Life? Yes. The Half-Life is, yeah. Half-Life, Alyx is apparently very good. It almost reaches the level of not a tech demo. I don't think any other VR game in this generation of VR has quite yet gotten there to the not a tech demo level. I mean, Doom VR is actually really fun, but it's very limited as well. So, alright, let's get back to this. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a...
You chose the wrong
a whole lot looking forward to, other than, you know, I'm gonna see Vampire the Masquerade and, yeah, just those 3 games. Cyberpunk, Vampire the Masquerade, and Bannerlord. Those are the 3 I'm looking forward to into playing and trying. I'm not saying that they'll be good, mind you. I especially have my doubts about Vampire the Masquerade. But, yeah, I mean, this year, those are the 3 that I can think of. Ooh. Crusader Kings 3? Yeah, I don't really care about Crusader Kings itself. But if Crusader Kings 3 has a modding community as vibrant as Crusader Kings 2, then we're in for a treat. We're in for a real treat. Okay, let's keep going. Let me see here. Recent games in my library? I mean, today I picked up Minoria because it's on sale. And I've been meaning to play that even though I don't like its art style. Art style isn't something I will actually not play a game over. But it honestly looks like Minoria is a in terms of gameplay, a true successor to Moon Medora Reverie Under the Moonlight. So I'm kind of excited to get the opportunity to play it for a while.
Oh, this is too easy. You chose the wrong fun.
Oh, jeez. You can do it, Fargoth.
You chose the wrong box.
Do it, Fargoth. Very good.
This is going to be fun. Oh, this is too easy.
Yeah, System Shock 2 is great. I'd recommend playing System Shock 2 fully before trying it multiplayer. Multiplayer gives you ideas that you never had before in the game. and is absolutely worth doing. But you have to understand that it completely recontextualizes everything from a horror game to something different and less scary. So, yeah, System Shock 2, I recommend playing in single player first before trying it in multiplayer. Yeah, System Shock 2, the developers integrated the multiplayer mod into the actual game when they re-released it on Steam. Like, there was a multiplayer mod for it that, because the game the engine out of the box supported multiplayer, it just wasn't built for multiplayer. So, oh, we got shock beetles coming. Here we go. They're taking their time, aren't they? Deadpool. Greater Bone Walker. Lesser Bone Walker. There we go. Don't trust the ash beetles. There we go. Yep, blighted shocks. Those are the scary ones. But yeah, I highly recommend playing it fully through in single player before touching the multiplayer at all. Because it completely changes the way the game feels, and you will never have that initial playthrough again. Ooh. Luck increased to 61. We are now level 33. Good. Very good. Still purging the cliff racers from the face of Vardenfell. That's neither here nor there. Good. Now let's see here. It's ash storms from Red Mountain. That's where the blight comes from. Oof. Recently, I've been playing a bit of Strike Suit Zero and Strike Suit Infinity, though. Because, like, I got this flight stick for $10. It was on clearance. They were gonna get rid of it. It's a Logitech Extreme Pro. So I've been playing a lot of Strike Suit Zero and Strike Suit Infinity, just with it. Yeah, I mean, it's a standard flight stick, as in, like, you can, you know, not only the different directions, but you can pivot by doing this, and then it's got the standard, like, throttle here, and then various side buttons you can use. So, I doubt I'll ever play any games like Ace Combat. I'm not a fan of Modern Warfare. Yeah. Anything from, like, the entire gauntlet of World War II and, Modern Combat, like, that entire stretch, I'm not a fan of. I like science fiction, that's why I got it, is for space combat. Alright, let's see here. We're gonna save the game. And we've got a big enemy here. We're gonna make sure our people are good condition. I believe this is a fire ogrim. I could be wrong. Pretty sure it's an ogrim variant, so. Here we go. Yeah. This is definitely, it's trying to aggro on me. I'm hiding behind my minions as it's trying to get to me. Madness, I say. Don't know what you are. Oh, jeez. It's unable to be affected by a drag staff. I'm gonna have to get my silver staff of shaming out. There it is. Staff of shaming. Feel the shame. It's healing itself. Look at that heat. Like, it actually goes up in health. Wow, that's frightening, actually. It's a good thing I summoned all these minions. It's purging my minions one by one. Okay. Let's get a Greater Bonewalker out here. Good. The two Greater Bonewalkers together kind of nerf its damage a bit. No. Here we go. That'll do. I played Elite Dangerous. No, I've watched friends play it. I mean, I have access to it. I just haven't really played it myself, and I think... oh, it's an Ogrim Behemoth. That explains things. I would probably give it... once I get my new computer up and running, I'll give it a try. Because, I would say the flight stick is kind of what I was missing from thinking of trying Elite Dangerous, because I enjoyed Star Citizen, not Star Citizen, I enjoyed Star Citizen a little bit, and I really enjoyed No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky, by the way, does not support sticks at all. But I looked at Elite Dangerous and I said, you know, if I had a flight stick, I might play this. And then I looked at all the flight sticks. I'm like, I'm not paying $40 for like 2 games, you know? So, when I saw this stick on clearance, I said, you know what? Fine. And when I say for 2 games, I mean 2 games I'll probably rarely play. When I say I'll try Elite Dangerous, I'm not saying I'm going to play it a lot. I'm saying it's a fringe... For my interests, spaceflight is a fringe interest. It's not something I'm super enthused about. It's not something I'm going to play constantly, like, you know, a sandbox first-person game. I play sandbox games for hours and hours on end, and I enjoy it. A spaceflight game is something I'll occasionally dip into when I want something different. So, understanding that, that's why I'm saying, like, $40 plus, you know, we're looking at $80 for the good ones, these different sticks. I'm going to use them, like, once in a while, which is why I kind of was just scratching my head at the idea of buying one. But, yeah, this Logitech Extreme Pro thingamajigger was on sale for $10, and I just said, you know what? For $10, you can't go wrong, even if it's bad. And it turned out to not be bad, as I've, again, played Strike Suit Infinity and Strike Suit Zero with it just fine. It takes some getting used to, but you said Star Citizen has gotten huge improvements. Yes, but it will never be what people want it to be, unfortunately. The dreams that people had for both Star Citizen and No Man's Sky, I'm 99% sure they will never happen. Not, you know, it's unfortunate, but the fact is that Star Citizen has received more money than God, and the fact that they are so far back on the development timeline is honestly embarrassing, and I don't know. I feel like it should be a crime. I'm not saying I think it should be a crime. I said I feel like it should be a crime. My feelings and my thoughts don't always synchronize. Put it like that. They use wormholes to travel systems. You find it uninspired? Well, I mean, if they have gates, that's fine. Yeah. I actually don't mind the concept of warp gates. If you have FTL, like actual FTL engines on your ship, that always begs the question, why not just use them to get out of a combat situation, you know? And that's why we usually rely on gates and things. So... Hey. Well, we've already confirmed they've invested in real estate with some of the money. So, take that as you will. You're never too much into Star Trek or Star Wars? Another Ogrum behemoth we're gonna have to fight in a second. See, I preferred Babylon 5 over Star Trek and Star Wars. That said, I really enjoyed Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Let's see here. I also, I mean, my wife is a huge Star Wars fan. I liked Star Wars, but I was never a colossal fan of the franchise. My wife, on the other hand, loved Star Wars and read all the books. She has all the books. And when she found out they got rid of Mara Jade and all, like, the Jedi Academy and all that stuff, like, they basically decanonized all the things she liked. When she watched episode 7, she checked out of the whole franchise at that point. So, you know, I watched the rest of the movies because I thought, I watched them ironically.
Now you're going to get it. You don't deserve to live. Now you're going to get it.
You said JJ needed freedom to make better Star Wars. The thing is that it isn't better. We made that pretty clear. And we remember yesterday we played. Yesterday we were playing. Yeah, that's why I use quotes. Jeez. Oh, come on, Deadpool, go. Okay. This'll do. Keeping this behemoth subdued. Daedra Heart. You say those poor bookshelves. I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of them are in storage, okay? We got a lot of stuff that's in storage right now. Because we're living in a place we're probably only going to be living in for 2 or 3 years. We're settling on our final destination, as it were, in 2 or 3 years from now. We just kind of went to... My move was so that I could get a kind of studio space that was separate from the main living area, so that I could do these things and be loud and not bug anybody. And it was definitely a good move that we made, but we still aren't ready to move to our final place. So let's see here. All our massive amount of stuff has to stay in storage right now. That's just the reality of it. Yeah, right. Shock resin? Bad robot? Yes. Alright. Well, Lucas's plans... Like, Lucas already told them that... Lucas already told everyone that... about his plans for episodes 7 to 9, and they were terrible. Those would not have made good movies at all. He was going to triple down on the midichlorians. He had plans to introduce a race of microscopic organisms known as the Wills that were the true rulers of the galaxy and all this stuff. And yeah, we don't, like, you saw how people reacted to midichlorians. No, George Lucas's episodes 7 through 9 would have probably been as bad, if not worse. We found Orvis' grave. Interesting. Ooh, episode. Yes, George Lucas admitted a portion of the fans would not have enjoyed it. Portion. That's very generous. Okay, we need a Bone Lord there. Good. This'll do. Yes. Oh God! I'm going to die. That's amazing. That thing smacked me down in one hit. Oh God, we need alchemy right now. Come on.
You don't deserve to live.
Good.
Oh, this is too easy.
That's all we can do. I ran out of magicka, and the thing was beating me down. I was almost dead. We did it. The Ogrim Behemoth is defeated. Jeez. That was frightening. I nearly died in that fight. Now, let's see here. But yeah, I mentioned this earlier that I'm going to probably be making a video where I talk about Luke, the character from Jedi Outcast, and Jedi Academy. Kill. Kill. I like how he's just getting stabbed repeatedly. He's healing himself pretty well. He keeps trying to cast Burden on me, and I keep intercepting it. Yeah, you see the way I just keep dodging it? Not intercepting, dodging it. Yes. Oh boy. Let's see here. Good, good. Said qualifying power seems like a good way to ruin the allure of it. Well, that really doesn't mean anything. Yeah, I was gonna say that, let's see here. Ooh, Dwemer Right Pauldron. That's an upgrade for us. We're gonna get over encumbered now. Can't wait. Yeah, this Argonian certainly had what we needed. And a Dwemer Pauldron. What's our current Pauldron? Our current Pauldron is 13 armor. The Dwemer Pauldron is 29 armor. And the Dwemer Bracer is also 29 armor. So we actually have upgraded to Dwemer armor pieces. God, that Dwemer Bracer's clipping through my robe something fierce. But it's definitely better than what we had. The question now is... yeah, Faldil and Fargoth really can't take some of this, so we're gonna drop some iron on the ground here, because iron is basically trash and useless. And then we'll give him Heartwall and Bone Mold Boots to sell, along with the Steel Pauldron. But then we'll continue dropping the iron, because the iron is trash. And, you know, eventually, someday down the road, we may come back for it. In the meantime, we'll just give Faldil steel, which is fine. And then we'll dispose of this corpse and that corpse. Very good. That'll do. Will the Dune movie be good? I have no idea. And we already had signs that the... what comes out of Hollywood can be good. That's the real question. See here. Take the iron armor to the scrapyard. Pretty much. I like how I have a bracer on one hand and not a not an actual glove. Wait, did I get it? When did I get a Daedric? I got a Daedric staff off the guy. It's wood, but it's got a little Daedra thing. Oh God, Faldil, sorry. Take this. Daedric staff. It's a wooden stick, but then it has Daedric. Yes. I got the Daedric pokey stick now. You shall see. You shall see the power of the Daedric pokey stick. This thing can hurt Daedra. Previously, my stuff couldn't hurt Daedra, or my strongest staves couldn't hurt Daedra, so yes. That they're making a new Doom movie? Oh, I didn't know that, but you know, I kind of liked the terrible Doom movie. You know, the one with the lady as the main character. I thought that was pretty terrible, and I enjoyed it. See, once you've committed to this is going to be a terrible movie, you can enjoy it under the terms of it being a terrible movie. And I don't think Doom can actually be a good movie. I doubt that Doom can make a good movie. Kind of like the way they tried to make Blood Rain, and Blood Rain can't be a good movie. Ultraviolet can't be a good movie. They all try to be, but they can't be. The question is, are they enjoyable? And I found Doom, not the first one, but the newer one with the lady to be enjoyable. Looks like we got a couple enemies at a camp. I don't know if they'll attack me. In fact, let's try not to go that way. Cross the river here. Yes. You and your fiance laugh throughout. Yes, exactly. When you come to terms with the fact that a horrible movie is going to be horrible, and you don't have emotional investment in it, you can enjoy it under the terms of it being horrible. Like, it circles around and becomes comedy. Oh, by the way, did anyone hear about a certain someone and a certain horrible movie? It's very interesting. Apparently, this is, let's see here. We don't know. I'd like to know if this is true or not. Give me a second here. Is this true? That's the question. Yes. Apparently he tried to suppress the Room documentary, and the court ordered him to pay $700,000 because apparently their documentary was fair use, and they just went with projected profits and cost of development and stuff like that. And yeah. Apparently, if you have a legal team, I don't know if it's true or not, mind you, but, you know, like, if you have a legal team, then, yeah, you can absolutely get compensated for someone trying to take down your fair use product, provided it is an actual product. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Seen any elves? That's funny. We're in the capital of the Dark Elves. Seen any elves lately? Let's see here. Don't know why an Elid attacked me, but I hit it with a Daedric stick, and it fell down. Definitely fell down. Marshmallow for days. Not enough marshmallow. We require more marshmallow. Oh boy. What do we have over here? Muck sponge. So we got muck, we got marshmallow. Got basically Vardenfell rice, or noodles. Oh boy. Got some grass there. No, that wasn't grass, it was just the edge of some more marshmallow, apparently. But it's okay, because we got more muck. Muck for days. There's the crushed fiber. Oh no. Shame they can't have actual grass. Instead they have grassy textures. But this game would explode. And explode my computer as well if we tried to run anything better there. Good, good, good. Why is there a marked play on the fact that... No. You don't understand the... Seen any elves? It's a joke because they're in the capital of the elves, so it's like... It would be like... it'd be like going to Wisconsin and saying, seen any white people? Yes. Let's see here. I think we're at Telfir. Yeah, we're at Telfir. We're not going Telfir. We're going north. We got too busy picking plants there. Quick save. That will Bethesda keep Skyrim's armor system? Oh god. I really hope there are more pieces. Maybe cloaks? Can we have cloaks, please? Every Elder Scrolls game after Daggerfall didn't have cloaks. And yet there are mods for cloaks in Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim. You'd think, maybe we should add cloaks to our game again. Yeah. Now hold on a second. Are you suggesting that you could have a hood? You could have a hood that, if we were to say unequip a Dwemer helm, that the hood wouldn't be covering your face? That's madness. Now, Skyrim has some hooded robes and some robes that aren't hooded. Yes. Wish the armor system was a little more than just get armor with bigger numbers. Kind of. I would like to see certain armors more resistant against bludgeoning, certain ones against slashing, certain against piercing. Unfortunately, it's in Skyrim, it's like, this is physical damage. Oh boy. Honestly, Elder Scrolls Blades has the most complex combat in the Elder Scrolls. I'm not sure if that's a good thing. That's the mobile game. Is that a wild guar? A wild guar. Yeah. It wants to attack.
You chose the wrong boss.
2 hits from a Daedric stick. Ends that. 2 hits from a Daedric stick. Oh, continue. Don't know what we're expecting down here, but we're going into the water. Yes, Blades is a pure Elder Scrolls game. Oh boy. Oh, we got a Devourer over here. These things can murder me. I'm actually quite scared. The Devourer is a mud crab that's Daedric, as you can see. Daedric mud crab. So we're gonna summon all our minions to fight the Daedric mud crab. You can see it casting spells. We got it. The worst part about Devourers, every time they hit you, they significantly damage your armor and weapons. Look at my Daedric staff here, and you can see it's already lost 40 points. Ooh. Summon limit. As many as you have spells. You can summon as many as you have spells. So in theory, you can make an infinite number of spells and summon an infinite number of minions, provided you have enough magicka. Yes. Admittedly, it's far more balanced in other games, but yeah, we're going into Wolverine Hall in a second. Running. Oh, this immersive frame rate. This is Sadrith Mora Ashstorm frame rate. It's definitely high quality. Top tier. Top tier. There's a limit when you can have fun. Well, obviously the game is, you said cinematic frame rate? Let's find out. Look at that. It dips down, if we go this way, it dips down to about 18. Let's see, 25, 18, yeah. It dips down to about 18. You can read the statistics. Behold. Okay, let's go. High elf?
This is unexpected, but not unwelcome.
I understand. I just wasn't expecting a high elf legionary with such a intricate breastplate. Alright, we're gonna go this way. Fighters Guild. Now, what is the frame rate here in the Fighters Guild? 60. 60 going on 59. Yes. Indeed. Well crafted with curvature. Let's see here.
No worries. I won't hurt you. Ask your question.
Ask your question. I plan to get a quest from you, sir. A guild for fights, I believe this is. A guild for fights. But first we're going to heal Fargoth. Heal Faldil. I think they're both fully healed. I won't hurt you, kid. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that's demented. Okay, let's see here. Ooh. Okay, we're good. Distractions aplenty, you know how that works. Let's see, his feet glide around while his head is stationary. It's true. It's true. What the hell? Hold on a second. I want to see what this is. Someone linked this. I think it was Indigo. Okay. This needs to be looked at. Give me a second. I want to see what's going on with this. Okay. Yeah, someone was really bored. Someone was extremely bored. Okay.
No worries. I won't hurt you. Ask your question.
Orders. Alright, so we need some assistance in the Dwemer expedition of Nether. See here. I'm stretching and talking at the same time. Yeah, it's the flex tape guy. That's a lot of damage, I believe. Let me see here. I think it was, let me poke at this. Yeah.
Seal on a bucket, but you've never seen anything like mine. That's a lot of damage. How about a little more? No, that's a lot of damage.
All right. There we go. Yes, yes, indeed. All right. Let's go ahead and talk about the Dwemer Ruin there. So, let's see. Help clear out the necromancers and report back to me. I'll mark his position on your map. And there we go. So it looks like we got to go down south, is it? I'll mark his position on your map. There it is. Okay. So we just got to go down south and help out with an expedition in a Dwemer Ruin. That doesn't sound too bad. I think that's actually a good idea. So we're going to, first and foremost, see about bartering with this guy. Yeah, he isn't willing to trade with me. What about you, sir?
Friend, I'm right here.
Yes. Exactly. That's why I didn't tell you what it was, because I knew you'd find it. All right, let's see here.
I can spare a few moments, if you care to talk.
Now then, let's continue this way through Wolverine Hall. We're gonna go down to the Mages Guild, see if we can sell anything in there. The Enchanter should have an inventory.
Should you need something, I will be happy to oblige.
Yeah, the Enchanter has plenty of money and is willing to buy things. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here and talk to Faldil regarding companionship. And grab the Nordic Claymore, iron, and silver longsword, steel warhammer, use some bone mold and some chitin. Okay, I think that's good enough. I think she should be able to might as well just go all out on that. All right. Hello, miss. I need to tell you something very important. I'm going to tell you that it just works. And that way, you'll be able to understand that it just works. So once you bought into the hype like this, I can rip you off and barter. Very good. So we're going to obviously ask for an extra 100 gold on her deal there. Very good. And for the silver longsword, she wants to pay us 96. I say, how about 175? Damn right. Next up, we've got, we've got an iron war axe. She wants to pay me 22. I say, how about 50? She doesn't want to pay me 50. How about 45? No. 43? No. 40? No. Okay, 36 is what we got it down to. Unfortunate, but this is how bartering works. Yes. You figured it out. You figured out why we went and played Racketeer in the first place. We played Racketeer in the first place because we were playing Morrowind and we were doing this. That's why we went and played it. Alright, let's see here. We're gonna sell one of our Dreg Staffs because we don't really need 2 Dreg Staffs now that we have a Daedric Staff. So, there we go. Let's do it. Mercantile skill went up to 112. Back to selling. Let's see here. Very good. YouTuber that built a production company? Well, yeah. I mean, so did Angry Video Game Nerd. Angry Video Game Nerd does a lot of things that are not, how do I put this? They are not AVGN, nor are they, like, you, the common YouTube viewer, wouldn't know, AVGN does stuff. Like, outside of the YouTube sphere. But he has, actual... mercantile, need one more skill up to actually raise my skill there. Fine, mercantile's halfway raised, basically. That AVGN is loaded, basically. He invested his money, according to, sources. Okay, we're good. Which is the smart thing to do. Let's see here. Ooh. That YouTube invested in PewDiePie. Well, PewDiePie is an interesting phenomena. Let's put it like that. I never really cared for his content until he became, let's just say, a little calmer. And by the time I was at all interested in his content, he was already done. So I saw like 3 videos of his that I actually liked, and then that was basically it. And then he started just not giving a shit at that point. Alright, let's see here. No, not high enough there. YouTube invested in late night comedy hosts. Well, YouTube invested in a lot of things. They tried to make themselves the new TV. And for a lot of people, it's true. That's what they are. Problem is, YouTube never became Netflix. It never became Hulu. And they really wanted that. You play mobile games at all? No. What I play are... I play console games on my phone. Like, I have a setup where I can plug my my Note 10 into my computer and play them on my computer, which is what I do when I want to showcase a game online. But other than showing off the occasional, like, Elder Scrolls Blades, I don't really play any mobile games. If I play anything on my phone, it's like a retro mobile game. Not retro mobile. Retro, like, console game from, like, PlayStation era or before that I'm emulating on the phone. My phone has quite a bit of processing power, so kind of fancy. That said, I do not absolutely do... Oh, we got a Devourer coming. Gotta be careful about this. I was gonna say, I do not have the opportunity to play games on the go. When I'm on the go, I'm usually the one driving. So, like, I don't take public transportation hardly ever. The result is that if I'm out and about, I'm usually at a meeting or, you know, in transit or doing something where I can't just sit down and play video games. So when I'm at home, why don't I use my computer or my laptop? Oddly enough, a lot of the times, I will use my laptop and use the Steam application to remote play my more demanding games from my desktop to my laptop. And that way I can be anywhere in the house and play some, you know, higher quality, more demanding games across the network. And it works really well. But But yeah, I don't ever have the real desire to play mobile games. They aren't exactly, like, you get less for your time when you play a mobile game as opposed to a regular game. The only feature that a mobile game has usually is that it can be played on the go. Except when I'm on the go, I'm not playing games. That's the problem. So I never have the opportunity to really take advantage of the one strength a mobile game has. I suppose. That's the best way to put it. Remote play is why you never upgrade your 2011 laptop? Yeah, exactly. No, I have a 2016 laptop, which I'm still using. Unless it's on the verge of failing, I can just use remote play from my desktop. Doesn't matter how graphically demanding the games are. I'm going to run them at the laptop's native resolution. And it's not a problem. Let's see here. Ooh. Did the Travels games actually had classes? It was less simple in Skyrim? Yes. But the worlds were less intricate, so it was a toss-up. Yes. I mean, I poked at Fate Grand Order a couple times, but I looked at it and I said, you know what? I'm just going to watch all the cutscenes online. That's what I did. I watched all of Fate Grand Order's dialogue and cutscenes online, and I felt like I was better off for it, because the game wasn't very good. And the idea of a gacha game is honestly pretty sickening to me. But then I was never a Pokemon fan. I played Pokemon Red and Blue, and when they offered me more Pokemon, I said, I don't want to play the same game again with different Pokemon. And I don't care if the world's slightly different. This is the same thing. By the way, Faldil shooting the cliff racer. Look at that.
Now you're going to get it.
Go, Faldil! Kill the cliff racer!
You don't deserve to live.
I like how Fargoth's just sitting there, keeping it from descending. There we go. Ooh. The only Fate games I enjoyed as games were the Fate Extra Dungeon Crawlers and Fate Extella, which are Dynasty Warriors like games. But having a choose which attack cards you want to use on 3 servants who are standing in a row, and you know, like 3 or 4 enemies who are standing in a row, and watch as combat happens. No, that's not for me. It's not for me at all. Does Faldil have unlimited ammo? Oh, certainly not. See, what we're doing is, if we look over here, we can see that Faldil is carrying 37 iron arrows, 674 chitin arrows. So, yeah, he's got arrows. We purchased them for the express purposes. Whoa! We got a skeleton coming. I can kill the skeleton with my Daedric staff, no problem here. No one can challenge you.
You should run.
Right.
There's nothing to mess with.
Good. Cliff Racer's dead. Had 3 arrows in it. Skeleton had a longsword. Very good. Yeah, we got Fargoth here. And then we got Faldil. Faldil is an archer with tons of arrows. Then Fargoth, on the other hand, Fargoth is truly frightening, for he possesses the ring. It's also level 31 with 109 sharp blades and 108 light armor, with 244 health. Fargoth is powerful. I only have 37 health, so Fargoth is well stronger than I am.